If you see me, take me just the way I am. We could change the world because we understand. If we both are part of the same society, I could be me.
This is so exciting. Actually, one of the things that I want to make sure is we're going to be playing the hymn at the end. And Alito, where are you from dancing this morning? I think we should do a dance move at the end, just to celebrate. But it's a great moment for us to come together. And this room is not just packed with this year's award winners, but many who have been award winners in practices and policies over the years. We're all here to celebrate the work. Tonight is a night for all of us, regardless of whether you're getting an award, just to recognize the work everyone is doing. Because often when we do this work, we think of all of the things that we have to do yet, all the problems that we still have to solve, all the obstacles that are in our way. But tonight, can I just say, thank you. Every single one of you who continuously does this work. And as we join the dots of all the work that we do, we cannot be ignored. Collectively, we are stronger. So tonight, will you please turn around to the person beside you and say thank you and well done? Because this is a night of thank you and well done. Well done. I mean, you can hug people as well. I'm all about the hugging. And thank you, the photographers. Okay, so we're going to kick off. I'm going to give you the night, and this is how we're going to work it. We have 4 keynote speeches. We are absolutely delighted to have once again with us Martin Essl. After Martin speaks, we're going to award 20 of our awardees. It's fast-paced, okay? And any of you who was here last night, we were on it. So it's fast-paced. After that, we are going to have the legend that is Senator Tom Harkin. After Tom Harkin, we're going to have another 20 to 30 awardees. After that, we're going to have Anastasia Somoza. After that, we're going to have another 20 awardees, and then we're going to have the troublemaker, Rick Kessler. And after that, we're going to have the hymn again, a singing, and then we got food. So here we go. So here we'll battle down the hatches, lots of energy, and can we please bring back to the stage Martin Essl? Where are you?
Good evening, everybody. How wonderful to see you all here at our ceremony, the highlight of every year's Zero Project conference. I'm so happy that you all are here, that we break all our records, and you are fresh again. If I see to all of you, you will see some smilings. Yeah, you will see how fantastic and amazing things our innovators have done, and please get inspired and try to give them all the awards they have really done for this beautiful job. But before we start, why don't I tell you a little about what you at the Zero Project have been up to over this last year. No, I have not made any mistake. I mean, really you. You who are really the beating heart of who we all are and what we all are all doing with a lot of passion. As I will never stop telling everybody, the Zero Project is neither the Essl Foundation nor just its core team. The Zero Project is a network of more than 4,000 experts and innovators, both with and without disabilities, from 180 countries, of which you, out of there in front of me, are more than just likely one, who have contributed so much in the past years and continue to do so. It is a critical combination of partnerships, joint ventures, collaboration, shared passions, visions, and activities. The Zero Project is what enables us all to fight to change the world through innovations, break down existing barriers, and spread it out globally. And you must never forget, the Zero Project is just a tool, a device to support everybody in this community. So let's go back a step. What have we been up to since the last conference? Actually, quite a lot. With our 7th thematic report this year, I can hardly believe we are already nearing the end of our second 4 years research circle. Only the subject of education to go next year before we start all over again. In June, we launched our most extensive call for nominations, sent out in 6 languages, no less. It was highly successful, and the result, we received 320 nominations from 78 countries. And from these, we identified the 66 outstanding innovative practices and 10 innovative policies from 41 countries you will learn more about tonight. Actually, you saw some of them already in the parallel sessions of the conference, and the titles and topics of these parallel sessions are at the same time our patterns we have found and solutions, and we have identified this year. There are 25 of them, like developing sign language or using easy language or inclusive stakeholder involvement in political processes, or using technology at home or to move around independently. So, on building on more than 10 years of experience, we are constantly exploring and evaluating other innovative opportunities to communicate the broad expertise that exists within the Zero Project Network. With our research circle, we may focus each year on one of the 4 research themes, but our work around that theme does not come to an end after that. We continue to pursue initiatives that address each topic, especially in Austria. Let's look at employment. The Essl Foundation has initiated the Zero Project Unternehmensdialoge, in English essentially dialogue with business. These are a series of conferences in Austria that brings together the business community or particular business branch with innovators to learn from and about international and national innovative practices, how to successfully employ persons with disabilities. Within just 2 years, we organized so far 15 conferences, reaching some 1,000 companies to convince them employing persons with disabilities through innovations. Then there is education. We are currently running an inclusive vocational education project called Inclusive IT Academy. Building on curricula and work pioneered by the Cisco Network Academy, this is an extensive and highly respected training model developed by the IT multinational Cisco Systems. Together with HTL Rennwege, leading technical high school in Vienna, and the Joanneum University of Applied Sciences in Graz, the 2 innovative social businesses, Spezialisterne and myAbility, and several employers, we together are creating and organizing the first inclusive certified training course on cybersecurity. And we are looking forward presenting the result as a white paper on our conference 2020. It's exactly in 1 year, here in the UN in Vienna, and sharing the learnings with educational institutions globally. And there is accessibility. We have initiated a partnership with the city of Graz, supporting its effort to make the city, and especially a new urban development called Graz Reininghaus, more accessible. Last year, we welcomed a delegation from the city of Graz at the Zero Project Conference to connect them with innovators. We produced a 52-page magazine and spread out in 250,000 households, Austrian-wide. And this magazine, we presented 50 innovations on accessibility from the last year's conference, together with a guideline of accessible homes, shops, and websites. And finally, we organized a conference in Graz where the next steps for the realization were jointly discussed. This year, as another innovation, we are publishing a white paper on conference accessibility for the very first time. Accessibility at the Zero Project conference now encompasses more than 30 measures and techniques. These cover many different dimensions and abilities. We are developing and evaluating these and further measure jointly with the Zero Project community. The clear goal to support all other organizers in creating more accessible conferences, congresses, and seminars. And many people in the room tonight are conference organizers themselves. Finally, I should like to update you with the Zero Project Impact Transfer. The Essl Foundation and the worldwide network of Ashoka have joined forces to initiate the first impact transfer program in our field to globalize the most innovative disability solutions for a barrier-free world. It is now in its second year. Also, it is still a relatively new focus for us. We have increasingly high hopes for the realization of impact transfer. Building on all the strengths of the Zero Project Impact Transfer Program supported this year 11 innovative practices with the additional means and opportunities needed to grow and to scale up the terrific work they are already doing. These initiatives receive training, mentoring, and tailored support to clarify how to replicate their innovation and impact in other regions. And we are so happy that some of the Impact Transfer Fellows from last year have already improved to internationalize. And indeed, the first 11 innovative practices to come up on the stage tonight will be the Zero Project Impact Transfer Fellows with their mentors. And with that, I'll hand you over now to our great friend, Caroline Casey, to launch us all into the award ceremony. But before I let you go at last, do you remember what I mentioned earlier? The Zero Project is just an innovative tool, a device to help everybody in the community. I should have added that it is an enormous, powerful tool made by you only. Please continue to make it so. And if everyone here in this room takes just one idea that he or she learns about to bring it to life, we together can change the world over 700 times for a world without barriers. Now, have a wonderful time, enjoy yourselves, prepare to be truly inspired and inspire. Caroline?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Martin. So I think what we always think is special, what we believe it's special here in Zero, is that we have this huge heart, but this combining heart with head. And I think together you're going to see some of the real heart of Zero through these awardees, but together that we are genuinely creating a new global standard on human inclusion together. So let us begin. So how we're going to do this is I want to ask you all in the audience to do us a big favor. We did it this last year. We want to get out there and top the Twitter trending charts. So we give you full permission to get onto those smartphones and tweet #ZeroCon19. Now, I think we got the second highest trend, did we not, Michael, last year? So let's get to the top. So I encourage you to tweet, though I can't bear I'm saying this, but encourage you to tweet as we bring up our first lot of awardees. So we're going to do 20 now awardees. And I wish I could have some background music, but I'm not going to. But here we go, because we have a video for each of our awardees. There will be a speak-over of their work, and then the awardees will be going off to do a small film that will be put on the Zero Project website. So off we go.
Congratulations to Escola de Gente from Brazil, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. The Accessibility Promotion Agents program works with young people with and without disabilities, mostly those in favelas. The certified training gives young people the skills to identify and intervene when the rights of people with disabilities have been violated.
AIIS from Colombia, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. The 4 organizations are working together to promote and safeguard the sexual and reproductive rights of people with intellectual and psychosocial disabilities. Their training helps health professionals, judges, young people, and their families.
Congratulations to Empowerment Through Integration from Lebanon, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. ETI is an NGO working with young people with disabilities and their families across Lebanon. It focuses on young people with visual impairments, offering life skills training in group and one-to-one settings, parent workshops, and other community activities.
Congratulations to Danceability International from the United States, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. Danceability offers classes, workshops, and performances with experiences of dance and artistic expression for people with and without disabilities. It runs training for dance teachers, choreographers, and others who want to incorporate inclusive dance.
Congratulations to Unidos Somos Iguales from Mexico, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. Unidos trains young volunteers as allies who accompany people with disabilities to take part in Unidos' integrated social programs, for example, weekend trips within Mexico, summer camps, and other social activities.
Congratulations to Enosh and its Seeds of Wellness program, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. Enosh has developed training on trauma and a housing model to support women with psychosocial disabilities who live with post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of sexual abuse. The Ford's shared apartments offer a safe environment with support from staff.
Congratulations to the ARC of the United States and the National Center on Criminal Justice and Disability for their Pathways to Justice program, Zero Project awardee and impact transfer participant. Pathways to Justice aims to improve the criminal justice system's response to victims, witnesses, defendants, and prisoners with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Congratulations to Fight the Stroke, Mirrorable from Italy. Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. Mirrorable supports rehabilitation of young stroke survivors. The online, home-based therapy program is based on action, observation, treatment. Young stroke survivors are paired via video and take part in tasks together to improve motor skills.
Congratulations to Solar Ear from Botswana, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. Solar Ear manufactures low-cost, environmentally friendly hearing aids and solar rechargeable batteries. Solar Ear employs and trains people who are deaf to manufacture the hearing aids and to lead the replication of the technology in other countries.
Congratulations to Kinderhände from Austria, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. Kinderhände teaches Austrian Sign Language to hearing families of children who are deaf, children with deaf parents, and children with hearing impairments. This is done by offering bilingual playgroups and learning materials, and by promoting the use of Austrian Sign Language.
Congratulations to Greta and Starks from Germany, Zero Project awardee and Impact Transfer participant. The free Greta mobile app makes cinema screenings more accessible to people with visual and hearing impairments. The app provides audio description and subtitles for films that are showing in cinemas, which people can use without needing special equipment. Congratulations to Instituto Nacional Electoral from Mexico. INE has introduced a set of mandatory guidelines called the Protocol for the Inclusion of Persons with Disabilities. The guidelines include requirements for the availability of Braille ballots, improved physical access, and polling stations in hospitals.
Congratulations to Elections Saskatchewan from Canada. Their accessibility implementation plan was created to address the needs of voters with disabilities. After identifying problems through focus groups and consultations in 2013, solutions such as improved polling accessibility and homebound voting were carried out.
Congratulations to the Central Election Commission from Georgia. The Central Election Commission has produced a tactile ballot guide to allow blind voters to vote independently. The ballot uses round cutouts to represent the sequence of the candidates. In addition, an audio guide provides blind voters with the sequence of the candidates.
Congratulations to Fundación Discapacidad y Desarrollo from Ecuador. The organization worked with local disabled people's organizations and representatives of 4 municipalities to identify the needs of people with disabilities and to make changes in local regulations. 1,250 people received discounts on their municipal taxes and 8 health centers were made accessible.
Congratulations to British Columbia's Ministry of Social Development from Canada. In 2014, the ministry began a 10-year strategy for improving the lives of people with disabilities. Advisory groups were established comprised of people with disabilities, their families, employees, NGOs and business, and influence changes in government disability policies.
Congratulations to the Superior Electoral Courts Accessibility Program from Brazil. The Electoral Justice Accessibility Program has been developed to make elections more accessible, for example, by conducting elections in accessible buildings, providing staff that can communicate in sign language, and electronic voting machines for blind voters.
Congratulations to the National Mental Health Program from Bhutan. The program provides community-based mental health care services and educates society about mental health protection, prevention, and possible treatment. Bhutan is now working to train doctors, healthcare workers, and nurses on mental health treatment skills.
Congratulations to KVPS and its implementation of the EU Disability Card in Finland. The European Union launched an EU Disability Card pilot in 8 countries in 2016. The Finnish Service Foundation for People with an Intellectual Disability, KVPS, is coordinating implementation of the national trial with the government, NGOs, and other key services.
Congratulations to Enable Scotland's Enable the Vote campaign from the United Kingdom. Enable Scotland works alongside the UK Electoral Commission to create easy-read voting guides to support people with learning disabilities to vote. They also produce voting fact sheets for family members and support workers and run voting workshops and discussions with politicians.
Okay, and that concludes the first round of awardees. Thank you all for clapping and giving the energy, but like a fantastic group. I have been asked to re-encourage you to get out tweeting #ZeroCon19. Now, to give your hands a break from the clapping, because we've got 2 more sections to go, we have our second keynote speech. And this man absolutely needs no introduction to any of us. He is absolutely a legend. He has given his leadership and his heart and his head and his influence unconditionally for disability inclusion. Will you please put your hands together for a very warm welcome to the extraordinary Senator Tom Harkin.
Thank you very much, Caroline. And let me first of all thank Martin Essl, the Essl Foundation, and the Zero Project. In 10 years, the Zero Project has become a global force for inclusion and a barrier-free world, as evidenced by this gathering of over 700 people from 83 countries. Under the inspired directorship of Michael Fembeck, the Zero Project is looking ahead to further implementation of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in all countries. I'm especially impressed by the Zero Project support for innovative practices and policies which discover, supports, and helps transition to scale the ideas, programs, and innovations of bright, aggressive social entrepreneurs, many of whom I met with this week and are, of course, the awardees you're seeing this evening. They are so impressive, so energetic, and so committed to full inclusion of persons with disabilities in all aspects of living. For a person with a disability, progress towards full inclusion and a barrier-free world is agonizingly slow. And common sense solutions, like universal design, should have been adopted years ago. But as the lead Senate sponsor of the Americans with Disabilities Act, signed into law in the US in 1990, I can look back at 28 years of steady progress, including the adoption of the UN CRPD, which incorporates so much of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Not as any excuse for less than rapid change in inclusion and a barrier-free environment, we must recognize that we are overcoming centuries of discrimination and a patronizing, sympathetic mindset passed down from generation to generation against persons with disabilities. When I'm asked, what are the toughest obstacles to remove for full inclusion? I respond that it's not the physical or structural barriers, but the attitudinal barriers embedded in individuals, societies, and yes, even in religions. I have a cartoon which I'd like to bring up if it works correctly here, which illustrates what I mean by attitudinal barriers and mindsets. Well, let's see if this, yes, here it is. It's one of my favorite things I always show. You look at this. This is a schoolhouse. It's winter time, there's snow. And down in the corner, you'll see a young person in a wheelchair. And then you see some other students, and you see the custodian shoveling snow, okay? The young person in the wheelchair says, "Could you please shovel the ramp?" The custodian says, "All these other kids are waiting to use the stairs. When I get through shoveling them off, then I will clear the ramp for you." And the young person in the wheelchair says, "But if you shovel the ramp, we can all get in." Clearing a path for people with special needs clears the path for everyone. But it's that mindset. Now, that custodian is probably not a bad person, but it's the mindset, the attitude that we have to overcome. The Americans with Disabilities Act had 4 goals: full participation, equal opportunity, independent living, and economic self-sufficiency. We have made progress, both in America and I think globally, on the first 3 in 28 years, but not on economic self-sufficiency. That is employment, jobs, careers, and professions for persons with disabilities. While most of my adult life I have worked on a broad array of disability rights, since my retirement from the US Senate, we have established the Harkin Institute, and within that, the Harkin Summit, an annual international conference focused just on employment of persons with disabilities in competitive, integrated employment. We have had 3 such conferences, and we're very honored that Martin Essl and his team have attended each one. Our next employment summit will be in Paris this April 8th and 9th with humanity and inclusion as our lead. Our goal is to accelerate, speed up the employment of persons with disabilities in competitive, integrated employment globally, mostly in the private sector, but also in government and NGO jobs. At our summit in 2017, I challenged the private and public sector to set a goal of doubling the rate of employment of persons with disabilities over the next 10 years. And believe me, this is achievable. So, how does this endeavor on increasing competitive integrated employment for persons with disabilities correlate with the Zero Project theme this year of independent living and political participation? Well, my second slide, I will call up a quote that I want to read for you. This is a quote by an old friend of mine, Juan Somoza from Chile, who was Director General of the ILO, the International Labor Organization, for many, many years. And here's what Mr. Somoza said. He said, "Every day we are reminded that for everybody, work is a defining feature of human existence. It is the means of sustaining life and of meeting basic needs. But it is also the activity through which individuals affirm their own identity, both to themselves and to those around them. It is crucial to individual choice, to the welfare of families, and to the stability of societies." So I submit that independent living and political participation are closely intertwined with employment. As Mr. Somoza said, work is crucial to individual choice. And what is independent living but in essence self-determination or individual choice? But this is limited if someone is dependent on welfare or generosity for a place to live. Likewise, work is a way for individuals to affirm their own identity, an identity not as a disabled person, but as a computer operator, as an office manager, as a machine operator, and on and on and on. So it is with political participation. Political parties and most elected officials, I can tell you from experience, pay little attention to people who are not employed in some manner, except for students and the elderly. They do pay attention to them. So we are also seeing more young people with disabilities seeking and winning elective offices and proving that they are just as responsible and capable legislators and public executives. In my speech in the U.S. Senate after passage of the ADA on July 13, 1990, I said the next step toward full inclusion must be the provision of personal attendance services for persons with disabilities to exercise individual choice, self-determination, and gainful employment. Again, we have made slow progress in personal attendance services, but an argument can be made. If a person with a disability is working, then some of their tax money should be used for personal attendance services to enable them to live independently and work so they can pay taxes, what we call a virtuous cycle. Just as some of all the tax money is used for roads and streets and public parking garages so non-disabled can get to and from a job, so it should be for persons with disabilities. Think about that. So, again, I close by saying thank you to Martin Essl for his dedication to the cause of a barrier-free world, to the Essl Foundation and the Zero Project. And again, thank you to all here and the awardees tonight. I am in awe of all of you and all of what you are doing to make the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities a reality in every region of every nation on the globe. I admire each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It always reminds me, as we're just getting to queue up, Senator Harkin, you were talking about the attitudinal changes, and I remember one of the reasons I fell in love with my husband is he said the greatest disability in his mind was the 6 inches between our 2 ears, is how we thought, and that's how I ended up marrying him. So thank you so much. Now, guys, are we ready? I want to get you tweeting again, hashtag #ZeroCon19. And we have our next group of awardees. Please give them the energy and the applause that they deserve. And I'm going to ask Michael and Wilfred to take it away for our next round of Zero Conference 2019 awardees.
Congratulations to Community Connections Australia and Genie Mobile for their Big Red Button app. Genie Mobile offers mobile technology to people with all types of disabilities. In case of an emergency or if a special need arises, users can hit the Big Red Button app on their Genie Mobile, which puts them in direct contact with trained staff.
Congratulations to ProAct Support from Romania. ProAct Support provides accommodation and support as a step between institutions and the community. Persons with psychosocial and intellectual disabilities live in one of 11 preparation for independent living centers. Residents are provided with personalized support to prepare for living independently.
Congratulations to Union Sumero from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Sumero provides housing and person-centered assistance for people with intellectual disabilities to help them stay in their local communities rather than move into institutions. Up to 5 people live together in each house with support for daily activities. 80 users have moved into 25 houses across the country.
Congratulations to Disability Pride Belfast and Vehicles for Change for Mobilu. Mobilu has created the first mobile bathroom for people with complex physical disabilities. In addition to a clean toilet, Mobilu bathrooms provide changing tables, hoists, and adequate space for large wheelchairs and/or a personal assistant.
Congratulations to FEPAPDEM from Ecuador. The organization promotes inclusion for people with intellectual disabilities and has created a self-representation training program. Facilitators learn to support and train self-advocates and leaders with intellectual disabilities on rights, participation, supported decision-making, and development of expression.
Congratulations to the Federation of Disability Organizations in Malawi. FDOMA is an umbrella organization of 12 disabled people's organizations. It is working in 4 districts to improve respect for and the participation of persons with disabilities in Malawian politics. They engage with election stakeholders, lobby political contestants, and hold public debates.
Congratulations to elementary and boarding school Milan Petrovic from Serbia. Milan Petrovic has created supported living in the community, a program that helps adults with intellectual disabilities to live in the community with tailored assistance. People have a choice of who to live with and what support they want to receive in shared apartments.
Congratulations to Mobility International USA and their Global Disability Rights Now program. Disability organizations and legal experts in the US are partnered with DPOs in 6 countries to strengthen national law in line with the CRPD. Experts provide technical assistance and mentorship to support DPOs to strengthen legislation and increase political participation.
Congratulations to Sehati Sukoharjo for its inclusion clubs in Indonesia. The clubs bring together village officials, health and education professionals, and children with disabilities and their families. They build local capacity and exchange skills such as simple therapies and educational exercises so families can support their children at home.
Congratulations to Digital and its Finger Talk app from South Africa. The free Finger Talk app enables people who are deaf or hard of hearing to learn and communicate in sign language. The company has made a digital South African sign language dictionary, and it provides interactive learning tools such as quizzes to test the knowledge of their users.
Congratulations to Mum's Belief from India. Mum's Belief offers a home-based therapy and education program for parents of children with developmental disabilities in India. Users connect with their child psychologist through video and email to create development goals and individual education plans. In the first year, more than 400 families benefited from its services.
Congratulations to Psychoanalytic Association from Kazakhstan. The association's supportive, independent living program helps people with intellectual disabilities move out of closed institutions. The organization set up a training cafe employing 10 people with psychosocial disabilities and now oversees 6 group homes, 2 cafes, and 20 employed beneficiaries.
Congratulations to Curtin University from Australia and its Individual Supported Living project. The project created an individual supported living manual based on 2 research phases, providing a framework for reviewing and developing supported living arrangements. Curtin University published an updated manual in 2017, extending the evidence base.
Congratulations to Light for the World and Disability Development Service Program for its Community and Advocacy for Change project in Cambodia. Local people are trained in advocacy, disability, and meeting facilitation, then collect data from persons with disabilities before representing them in commune and district meetings. 250 people have been trained in the program. And a second congratulations to Light for the World for its leadership program for women with disabilities, also in Cambodia. Participants attend workshops where they learn to self-advocate and empower others, after which they implement and run their own small projects to practice their learnings. 24 women have completed the program, with 12 having received formal leadership positions or promotions.
Congratulations to Democracy Live from the United States. In partnership with Amazon and Microsoft, Democracy Live has developed OmniBallot, an accessible online voting system available via computer, tablet, or smartphone, enabling people with disabilities to vote from home and to do so independent of support. Over 1 million voters have used the system.
Congratulations to Neatbox from the United Kingdom. The Welcome by Neatbox platform uses iBeacon and other technologies to enable people with disabilities to announce in advance their visit to a store, a public office, or a service company. Users can specify their service need, such as barrier-free entry, and recipients can plan and prepare for the visit.
Congratulations to Studieförbundet Vuxenskolan from Sweden. The My Choice, My Election program supports persons with intellectual disabilities with voting. Small study groups learn from easy-read materials and audio text that describe democracy and the voting process. A leader supports by fielding questions to parties and arranging discussions with politicians.
Congratulations to Basic Needs Ghana. In 2002, the Basic Needs branch in Ghana launched a 5-year plan to support government in providing community mental health care for the poor and marginalized in rural areas. Basic Needs Ghana improves the capacity of physicians and health workers to work with mental health issues, including treatment and knowledge of appropriate medication.
Congratulations to the British Columbia Aboriginal Network on Disability Society from Canada. BCANS provides free advice and support to any person with a disability-related query with a focus on the unique needs of Indigenous populations. The organization acts as a liaison to help persons with disabilities access mobility equipment, benefits, and much more.
Congratulations to Programa de Rehabilitación de Parálisis Cerebral from Honduras. The Cerebral Palsy Rehabilitation Program has led the establishment of the Protection for Persons with Disabilities and their Family program to provide guidance, training, and free legal assistance so people with disabilities and their families can make their own decisions and access justice.
Congratulations to Inclov Matchmaking app from India. Inclov's matchmaking app is for people with and without disabilities to make friends and connections. Inclov, short for Inclusive Love, uses filters and common algorithms to find best suitable matches for the user profile with the help of artificial intelligence. Inclov has 50,000 subscribers in India.
Congratulations to Al Hassan Foundation from Egypt. Al Hassan Foundation for Differently Abled Inclusion aims for the physical and financial independence of wheelchair users. The foundation provides a range of services to facilitate independent living, such as customized wheelchairs and motorbikes, sport and dance, plus funding for self-employment projects.
Congratulations to Fundación Once for the smart, accessible and sustainable house. The house, which can be towed by a lorry, was designed to address issues of accessibility, security, energy and communications. The house, along with a team of demonstrators, traveled 20,000 kilometers to show the public, building officials and public officials how to include universal design into their work.
Congratulations to Respectability from the United States. Respectability fights stigma and advances opportunities for people with disabilities through the Hollywood entertainment industry. The organization collaborates with writers to promote positive, accurate, and diverse portrayals of disability. It has created the Hollywood Disability Inclusion Toolkit and the award-winning TV show Born This Way.
Congratulations to Ceva Dispus Association for the graphic novel Becoming Ellie from Romania. The novel addresses institutional abuse suffered by children and adults, the majority with disabilities. Based on a true story, it is centered on the character of Ellie, a young girl left in state care because of her family's poverty. The book follows her life to becoming independent.
Congratulations to SG Enable's Tech-Able showroom from Singapore. Tech-Able was set up to let visitors experience assistive technologies and encourages innovators, manufacturers, and marketers to collaborate. Tech-Able also houses a communications lab where persons with disabilities try out computers equipped with assistive technologies. More than 800 people with disabilities have benefited.
Congratulations to Boğaziçi University and Association of Barrier-Free Access from Turkey. The partnership has created a ballot template for people who are blind that can be used both by those who can read Braille and those who cannot. People who are blind can cast their vote without assistance, thus ensuring their confidentiality. Congratulations to the ARC of the United States and their Wings for Autism program. Wings for Autism is an airport rehearsal program for people with autism and with intellectual or developmental disabilities. Users can practice all the steps involved in traveling by plane and do so in a safe and controlled environment along with their families.
Okay, and that concludes our second round of awardees. Thank you all so much. That was a bigger group and you did it so efficiently and fast, so thank you very, very much. How are we all doing out here? I know, you're doing great. Keep it up, guys. You're doing great. Okay, so to give those hands a bit of a rest, I'm delighted to bring on to the stage for our third keynote speech a young woman that I remember meeting in 2008 at the Clinton Global Initiative. And this young woman has gone from strength to strength, and it's absolutely fantastic to have her here as part of the Zero Project Family Conference. Her name is Anastasia Somoza. She is an international disability rights advocate, amongst many things. And this lady has her own personal story that I think will really remind us why we're here and the thematic approach. Now, before we have Anastasia come to the stage, I would like the guys just to roll her first film. To remind all of you, we have audio description on channel 1 for those of you who need it. So can we roll the film there first?
I am here with Anastasia Somoza. If you don't know the name, you definitely know the face and the story.
My name is Anastasia Somoza, and I'm an American woman with a disability. I continued pushing myself to do things that scared me all the time. When we support access to education and employment opportunities for absolutely everyone, more of us will be able to live happy, independent lives. When someone like me rolls into an office trying to get a job, I think people see that I have the qualifications on paper, but assume that my physical disability is going to cause me to be less productive. I'm proud to be with you, Hillary. Thank you for showing me how to live boldly with a courageous heart. And don't think about what people are thinking if they look at you, because they're really not looking at you, is what I've learned. She didn't see disability. She saw someone strong and capable, like I see myself. And this is actually my second time traveling to China, so the second time in Beijing, second time at Shepherd's Field Children's Village, and second time on the Great Wall.
A round of applause for Anastasia, please.
Thank you so much for having me, and I want to say a quick thank you to all of the awardees and to the legend of a person and someone who I admire more than I could ever put into words, Senator Harkin, for literally allowing me to be here today in so many ways. So thank you for all the work everyone is doing. And I am hoping that my personal story today will help to show why collaboration, political participation, getting young people more involved in every aspect of trying to make our world more inclusive, not just for people with disabilities like myself, but so that we can get to a point where we don't have to think about laws like the ADA, or where someone like me could show up to a movie theater in any country and just know that it's going to be accessible, because that's what's better for all of us. So my advocacy started when I was 9 years old, and my parents were trying to convince the Board of Education in New York City to mainstream my twin sister. So I started learning at the age of 9 that if you don't like something, each and every one of us as individuals has the power to change it. And I got the opportunity to start helping my parents and my twin change it for the both of us by having a conversation with President Clinton at the beginning of his first administration. And I said, I would like my twin sister to be in a regular class just like me at a town hall that he hosted for children. And a year after that, after many interactions that my family had with the school system and his intervention, my twin sister became the first severely disabled youngster to be fully integrated in the New York City public school system. And since then, I've continued my work in politics and collaborations with NGOs, both to make inaccessible spaces more accessible, but also to empower people like me to be able to work and enjoy life socially. And one of the things that I want to underscore, actually, something that Senator Harkin talked about, and that ties into the work that I'm doing today, and I'll play a short video in a few minutes to describe that. But he talked about the importance of recognizing the need that people like me have to have support from personal care assistants. And we are currently fighting a battle in New York State to make sure that we don't lose those services. So current that I went up to Albany with a massive group of people with disabilities to lobby our legislators just a few days before I came here to Vienna to make sure that people like my friend Aaron, who is here today, are compensated properly, and to make sure that we don't lose the service just because I have a job now with city government. Because sometimes, like Senator Harkin spoke about, the perception, when you look at someone like me, you may not realize how much help I need. So I went up there to tell our legislators that even though I'm lucky enough to roll around in this wheelchair and do what I need to do every day, those things would not happen without the assistance of young people like Aaron that are willing to get into this field to support me in living the most inclusive, energetic, productive, happy life that I can. And right now, those services are very seriously in jeopardy in New York State in 2019. So we've made a lot of progress since 1990 when Senator Harkin was on the floor of the US Senate and since I was 9. But we indeed do have a long way to go. And I was blessed and honored and so thrilled to be able to participate in politics at the national level when I campaigned with Secretary Clinton for the presidency of the United States. And she ran the most inclusive campaign that we've ever had in our history. And when people ask me what steps we need to take to keep moving the needle in the right direction, I often talk about creating a pipeline for young people to enter the political process and at all different levels, because as I said, I began learning at a very young age that that is really the way to make change. We need to be involved in shaping policy, and we need to create spaces for people like me to be in not only working for the elected officials and the folks campaigning, but being the ones to run for office. And I think the more of us that do that, and the more of us that work toward that goal, the quicker it's going to change. And I have the privilege of being able to work locally in New York City with one of our incredible elected officials to do that. So I'm going to cue the second video here. My name is Anastasia Somoza. I recently joined the City Council working for Speaker Johnson in the Community Engagement Division, focusing on accessibility, civil and human rights, and all issues that affect disabled New Yorkers. And I'm really proud to represent all of those issues because we need to make the city more accessible and more inclusive of all people. Disability rights are human rights, and that's what I'm here to make sure the council remembers and the city remembers. I'm really excited to be in a position to make sure that we can tackle some of the physical, structural accessibility issues and also working to make sure we go beyond that as well. Yesterday, this elevator, the one we're in right now, which takes me to the AA platform, which gets me to the express train, was broken when I pulled up to it. So I stayed in this station and I took the 1 train. But the 1 is a local train, so it took me a lot longer to get to work because I wasn't anticipating the elevator outage. So,
and this is very common?
Yeah, very common. It happens every week that I commute to work. The needs of disabled New Yorkers are met in the same way that the needs of able-bodied New Yorkers are. I know the city is working really hard to address some of these issues, and that's why I'm so proud to be working with Corey to represent some of these issues and make sure that they get taken care of and addressed in a timely fashion so that the city can really truly be one of the fairest big cities in the country. So I think I'm probably pretty close to my time, so I just want to end by saying that I think one of the things that we can all work on to continue moving the needle, as I've been saying, is to not think about disability as a special need. I think that we will have achieved something when we see disability as an inherent part of the human experience. So to recognize what I'm doing is great because it is actually really great and it helps all people. The fact that I have a disability itself doesn't inherently make me special. So it's what I'm doing and the way that I live my life that's really making that change. It's not because I do it sitting down. So I think when we change the perception so that people see it as human, then we will have achieved something truly great. And thank you all for being partners in that effort.
And this is Erin. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, guys. Okay, are we ready to go for our final awardees? Ready to rock and roll, people? Okay, here we go. Thank you so much, Anastasia. You were absolutely bang on. It's a wonderful, it's also very important to hear the young voice as well. So thank you hugely, and to Erin. So are we ready to rock and roll? Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Congratulations to Helpific from Estonia. In 2015, Helpific started a web-based IT platform that connects people who need assistance in independent living to local volunteers and paid support. The IT platform enables people to post requests as well as offers of support in a variety of categories, such as personal assistance and transportation.
Congratulations to Step Here from Israel. Step Here launched an app that provides orientation and audio messaging for people who are blind or visually impaired and for people with physical disabilities. It enables users to find their way in public surroundings using audio signs and pre-placed beacons. As of 2018, Step Here has placed more than 3,500 audio signs in Israel.
Congratulations to Disable Empowerment and Communication Center from Nepal. The organization is undertaking a multi-method program to include people with disabilities in policymaking and to increase their representation in parliament. It conducts regular dialogue with political parties and local public and non-government bodies, and has a team which supports voter participation.
Congratulations to Jugend eine Welt, Weltwegweiser from Austria. Weltwegweiser launched a pilot program for inclusive volunteer assignments in low-income countries for people with disabilities. They provide financial support and offer training to deployment organizations. Between 2017 and 2018, 8 Austrians with disabilities volunteered abroad, such as in schools and confidence training for children.
Congratulations to JDC and Israel Unlimited for their personal budget model. In 2015, the organizations started a personal budget model for people with disabilities by organizing workshops with leaders and policymakers from Israel and the United States to learn about the person-centered approach. 200 professionals have been extensively trained and 50 people have benefited.
Congratulations to Keystone Moldova and their Forum Theatre program. Since 2012, Keystone Moldova has developed 4 social theatre troupes that perform the Forum Theatre method in schools and kindergartens. Over 5,000 students and 700 teachers have been involved. As a result, schools have lower levels of discrimination and improved accessibility. And congratulations again to Keystone Moldova for their Community for All program. Community for All partners with the central government and NGOs to support people with intellectual disabilities to live in the community. The initiative transfers children and adults from institutions back to their families or into community-based homes and offers them services such as education and social care.
Congratulations to Bizhut from Israel. Bizhut supports people with intellectual and psychosocial disabilities, as well as autism, to retain control over important life decisions, with the assistance of trained professionals and volunteers. From 2014 to 2018, approximately 2,300 individuals have received training and 50 have received supported decision-making services.
Congratulations to Essl and its iVote program from Australia. iVote is a system that allows blind voters and people with disabilities to vote online by using its web-based platform or via a phone using the keypad. Over 280,000 voters within New South Wales used the system in 2015, and it has been replicated in Western Australia as of 2017.
Congratulations to Plena Inclusión España and their Mi Voto Cuenta program. My Vote Counts is a campaign that focuses on raising awareness about the right to vote and to have access to electoral proceedings. It aims to bring the demands of people with intellectual or developmental disabilities to the attention of all political parties and Spain's Central Election Committee.
Congratulations to the International Foundation for Electoral Systems and its Electoral Sign Language Lexicon in Libya. The Electoral Sign Language Lexicon captures important election-related sign language vocabulary and shares materials explaining these signs throughout Libya using the internet, their own app, and printed materials.
Congratulations again to IFES for its Election Access Observation Toolkit in the United States. People with disabilities and their organizations are trained as official observers and use checklists to collect data on access to the electoral process. 13 countries had employed the methodology, resulting in the creation of a free-to-download Election Access Observation Toolkit.
Congratulations to the American Jewish JDC and the Ministry of Education for their Volunteering for a Change program. The program provides a supportive framework for high school students with disabilities to engage in meaningful volunteer work. It trains school coordinators and NGO staff and provides briefings on how to manage volunteers with disabilities.
Congratulations to Able Thrive from the United States. Able Thrive has created a website for people with paralysis and their families that delivers information on life skills, relationships, parenting, activities, and travel. Users easily filter and find articles, videos, and products customized to their needs and interests.
Congratulations to Personal Ombudsman Skåne from Sweden. Since 1995, it has been working as a contractor for local governments to provide personal ombudsman and a self-determination coordinator for people with psychosocial disabilities. A personal ombudsman assists individuals in taking control of their own situation.
Congratulations to Basic Needs Vietnam. In 2014, the Basic Needs branch in Vietnam started a depression management program for women, offering group and individual psychotherapy. Basic Needs Vietnam also provides social livelihood training, life skills training, and self-management courses. More than 315 women have benefited from the program.
Congratulations to Lumos Foundation from the United Kingdom. Together with the Moldovan government, Lumos has promoted an integrated policy and program of deinstitutionalization and inclusive education for children with disabilities. This allows children to leave residential care and return to their families while receiving mainstream education in schools.
Great, aren't they?
Congratulations to the Organization for Broadcasting and Communications for People with Disabilities from Japan. The organization launched a service to make emergency information more accessible hearing impaired.
Congratulations to Basic Initiative for Sport and Inclusion and their Inclusion Sport project from Austria. Inclusion Sport started in 2004 to provide young people with intellectual disabilities the opportunity to participate in sports. It works with schools to bring together pupils with and without disabilities for trainings, competitions, and inclusive sports events.
Congratulations to Junior Trust and the Service Reform Fund from Ireland. The fund works with national ministries, local authorities, and philanthropies to implement reform in mental health, disability, and homeless services. It awards government grant funding for projects that support persons with disabilities to move out of institutions and into the community.
Congratulations to the Phnom Penh Center for Independent Living and its Personal Assistance Service System from Cambodia. In 2016, the organization introduced personal assistance services for people with severe disabilities in several Phnom Penh communities. The program provides awareness training for local decision makers on disability, independent living, and accessibility guidelines.
Congratulations to Headway's Justice Project for its brain injury identity cards from the United Kingdom. The free, nationally recognized brain injury identity cards support fairer and more appropriate treatment and support when encountering the criminal justice system. The card also provides access to criminal legal advice and representation via a 24-hour assistance number.
Congratulations to the National Centre for Promotion of Employment for Disabled People and Emphasis from India. Funded by Emphasis, NCP-EDP has conducted strong, systematic and sustained advocacy and monitoring to encourage the Government of India to draft and implement national disability legislation, resulting in the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act.
Okay, so we have done it. We have got through all of those awards with absolute professional flow. So a huge thank you to every single awardee and for all the people who support all the awardees and all the organizations. It's a phenomenal achievement when you see what is being done, and to join all of those dots together, collectively, we cannot be ignored. Now, we're coming towards the end of the evening, and I don't envy anybody who has to follow Martin Essl and Senator Harkin and Anastasia in speaking. But our final keynote speaker for the night, I think, is going to be well able. I came across this gentleman. We had a phone call 3 weeks ago, the first time we'd ever spoken, and it was for nearly 3 hours. Rick Kessler, who is our final speaker of the night, to me is a warrior with a rebel heart who will not accept anything but the absolute best, no compromising, for the inclusion of people with disabilities. Rick Kessler, you are very welcome to the stage.
I was, real quickly, I was joking with Senator Harkin, since I'm the representative of a Republican, I thought since you had 2 Democrats, I should have 20 minutes to do a speech. I've been very lucky and blessed in so many ways, and I originally had my text of a speech and got off the plane in Vienna and overwhelmed. And I'm going to tell you, whether you like it or not, a bit about the personal side, what motivates me and what makes me that warrior. Yes, I'm Rick Kessler, and I come from the Kessler Foundation, and yes, it's probably the oldest and one of the largest in the United States, if not the world. And my grandfather was the famed Dr. Kessler, my father, the famed Jerry Kessler. More importantly, I'm the son of Dory Kessler. My mom lost her leg when she was 8, and my mother broke her neck saving me in a car accident when I was 3 years old. So having a British mother and having the legacy of being a Kessler, who I thought would be enough, got married, and I married this just amazing woman, Daphne, and we got blessed with Samantha and Ryan. But Samantha is a special needs child. We spent the first 4 years in hospital. And she's 27 years old now, been in and out of hospitals, mental health as well as physical health. And yet every day I get up, and that daughter of mine reminds me that I must be the warrior. See, it was when I was 10, I got off a plane in Vienna, and I was with my grandfather, and it was the first time that I learned that I had to be a Kessler and representative of the disabled community. And then I came here to this conference, and I must say, I'm just in awe of every one of you. And it makes me getting up, fighting for my daughter every day of my life so easy when I am inspired by all of you. I got to give a plug to the Kessler Foundation. We are probably one of the top research facilities, medical research. Exoskeletons, some of you have heard, it's one of our little things that my father devised with NASA 45 years ago. We're certainly #1 in spinal cord, and we just announced last week we have found a little bit of hope for spinal cord regeneration. So we will be doing that. We give out amazing grants. We give out for employment. We started a lot of this whole employment, and now that Tom's taken over, we can actually add more money to the kitty on that one. See, last year I was inspired again because I'm a bit of an old man and I don't understand technology. And then a bunch of young people showed me the art of the possible, and they did it at the United Nations. And I was just, again, seeing what could happen. And like Tom, yes, I will fully admit I'm embarrassed that the United States of America did not sign the convention. But then I learned something about the United Nations. The United Nations does not adhere to the convention. So last year, Undersecretary General Jan Beagle, and you don't know why, but I want you to give an applause for this woman because she finally took the hypocrisy out of the United Nations and is working diligently with Assistant Secretary Generals Ati Riazi and Marta Helena Lopez, head of HR, to make the United Nations acceptable and encouraging for people who have disabilities to earn gainful employment within the United Nations system. So folks, they are champions for you all because the world's largest human rights organization will finally become accessible. So folks, they deserve it. I've had some amazing couple of years in this space. I've seen my blind spot, which is testing for those people who are visually impaired, and it is entirely staffed by visually impaired. I have seen one of your original user first. I watch them now getting into major corporations so that they can hire and see and understand what it is like to provide adequate accessibility tools for the 1.6 million disabled who represent over $8 trillion in an economy. When I was asked to this, they told me it was about politics. I have worked for 4 presidents. I have worked for approximately 57 members of the House of Representatives, and I have worked for approximately 13 United States senators. So I've had a little political experience, and I like to win. And I got to work for President Reagan, and I saw his attitude on the disabled. Then I worked for George Bush, George H.W. Bush, who actually was the one who started the ADA and gave us all the empowerment to accomplish that task. And then, of course, Senator Harkin and Senator Dole, and the list goes on of those people in politics. And the reason I bring it up as bipartisan, in the disability community, we are the most neglected of the communities in the social movement. And don't you sit there and wonder why every other group is noticed except for you? We do not command respect. Sometimes we demand it, but I think it's about time we command respect. We're large, we're the biggest, we're the most powerful, but we need to work together. Which brings me to why I'm here. I have worked for the greats, beyond greats. And then I got here, and I saw what this was about. And I've talked with Martin, and I've talked with Michael. And folks, I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth and a little bit long-winded. But I must tell you, folks, for them, we should all just thank our lucky stars that those people have been put here for us to learn, to share, to collaborate. And I am in awe of Martin, that he would share his life. I got to see it by the greats, and I'm telling you folks, you have a great one here. Please, don't weaponize the disability in politics. It will be the eventual destruction of us all. But command the respect and the inclusion. Empower and encourage. And when we can share, collaborate. I've got 60 members of the Disability Caucus in the United States, and any one of you want an appointment to see them to talk about your journey, you call me and I'll use whatever I need so that you can share. I'm probably running about out of my time, but I can't thank you how in awe I am of every one of you, and I thank you on behalf of my daughter. It makes it easier for me to carry this one. Thank you.
Well, okay, hold on. Rick Kessler, whew. Can I tell you, you gentlemen and ladies were all absolutely on time. It's 8:20. We're 10 minutes early. But before I release you all, tomorrow morning we start at 9 a.m. And we start with inclusive Pilates. So I expect you here tomorrow at 9 a.m. But before we leave, and we have food and we share outside, I want to say a huge thank you, because I won't see all of you tomorrow because I know the way the days run. Thank you, as always, for being the most extraordinary group of individuals to work with. It is always an honor to moderate this conference. And you hear the emotion in my voice because being here for 11 years, and you watch this family grow and grow and grow, and you see legends like every day, and new legends growing. This is a really big deal. And it is always an honor to stand here with you, and you let me, so thank you, because in a year I will be retiring from disability activism, having hopefully achieved a dream. And being part of this family has been an extraordinary thing for me. So please know that these last 3 days together, just being here and doing what we do and sharing and laughing with each other and enjoying each other, and for you allowing me to be crazy, thank you so very, very much for everything that we do. So go out and enjoy your dinner. Come back in tomorrow for Inclusive Pilates for those of you who are there. Make sure you talk to a stranger tonight, somebody you have not spoken to. And remember, we are in this together. Thank you all so very, very much. Oh. Of course, I am still talking. For anybody who wants to be part of the Zero Project family photograph, please come to the top of the room. For those of you who do not want to go to the family photograph, please go out and jump the queue. By the way, food is on the bottom floor. It's not where it was in the stairs last night. It's on both exteriors of the bottom floor. There is plenty of food, plenty of seats, plenty of chairs, plenty of drink. Go and enjoy. But for those of you who want to be in the photograph, please come up now. Family photo 2019. Family photo. Come on, everyone. Family photo. That's it. Now, Mr. Cameraman, what do you want me to do? Are we good?
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't be shy. Make a new row.
If you see me, take me just
okay, guys,
the way
more people on the podium,
I am.
please.
We could change the world.
2 rows on the podium.
Because we understand if we both I'm part of the same society.
Check, check.
I could be me. Zero bear.
We need more over here on this side.
Zero
Podium,
ball.
podium.
Zero borders. Zero bombs. Zero limits.
Are we ready?
Reaching our aim. Zero project. The dignity
everyone.
of man.
Come on, everyone.
If you give me chances and take me by the hand, if you let me grow, and if you let me be, if we all give up our partiality,
Okay,
then
everybody.
I could be free.
Zero barriers, zero walls, zero borders, zero bombs,
Okay.
zero limits, reaching our end, zero project, the dignity of man.
Ready, everyone?
Zero walls, zero borders, zero bombs, zero limits, by reaching